Alright guys, welcome back to the Allis Chalmers show. It is a great day in Wisconsin today. Nice warm weather, which is fantastic for an unheated shop when you have to take measurements and you want them to be somewhat accurate. So today, as you can guess by what's in front of me, we're going to be working on fitting the cam to the block.
So when you put these cam bearings on there loose, they feel very loose. And that's because when you press them into the block, you're gonna get a bit of crush on them. But just to make sure things are all good, I'm cleaning up the cam here so I can take some measurements on it. So the cam itself is a bit undersized. It has some wear on it. It was at 1.746. It's supposed to be about 1.748. So next I'm just doing a little bit of pre-assembly checks here, just because I want to see how much these are actually going to crush. So I'm using my telescoping gauge to see what the inside diameter on the bearings are. Since the rear cam journal was a little bigger, I wanted to find the biggest bearing to put in the rearmost position. And when I installed these in the block, I did get several thousandths worth of reduction in the size. So now I'm marking where the oil feed passage is, since basically the main oil line on this engine is the camshaft. It's hollow, and the camshaft is what feeds oil to the three main bearings for the crankshaft, as well as some holes to splash lube the pistons and the wrist pins. Now I'm setting up that puller, same one I used to pull the old bearings out. And I'm going to pull the front bearing here in until it is flush with the front of the block bore. And the cam does ride up against that boss, so you don't want it to be standing proud at all. And the front bearing is in. Now I'm going to take my telescoping gauge again and check for the fit. On this cam, the new spec is 2 to 4 thou running clearance. It states that you should get new bearings when you exceed 7 thousandths. And at the end of the day, when we got everything all put together, we were sitting between 5.5 and 3 thou. So a little bit on the big side, but we should be okay. Now I'm getting set up to pull the center bearing. Bearings are pretty much identical. And they all have an oil feed passage in them. The journals on the cam have a groove in the center of them where the oil is pushed through. And there's the center one in. And now we're pulling the rearmost one in. The manual recommended to drive it in from the other way, but the way this puller's set up, I decided to do it from the back, because when the end of my tool is flush with the back of the block, the bearing is in the proper spot. Just like that. Now I'm just checking the measurement again. Like I said, the rear one was a bit tighter than the front two. Now I'll just put the cam in there for a quick check. Make sure it goes in all the way and rotates freely. And it did. I was pretty happy with the results.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to try and wrap this up before the rain noise gets too bad in here. We got the cam bearings in. They're a little on the loose side, but we're still within spec. Even using this tractor for chores around the farm, the amount of hours it's going to see is not going to be nearly what it's seen in its life so far. So I think that these will last at least my lifetime with this tractor. Next week, we're going to be doing the cylinders, checking protrusion on that, and maybe even getting them completely installed. So stay tuned, guys. Next one's going to be just as good as the last one, if not better. As always, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great week. We'll see you next time.